joining us today, members of the Angelo State Ram basketball team. In the middle, Chris Beard, head coach. To his right, Thomas Bransma. And Coach, first, just your opening thoughts on the game.
I thought it was a good college basketball game. You know, this is what makes Division II unique, that you play in a regional tournament in somebody else's home floor. And we knew it was going to be a real challenge. But give Tarleton State a lot of credit. They're a well-coached team. They have good players. We have a lot of respect for them. We're proud of our team, too. This is our second year. We were a part of 2 championship games, one in our conference tournament, one here in the regional final. We played 20 Lone Star Conference games this year. I'm just proud of our team. We look forward to being a part of a lot of games like this in the future as we continue to build our program.
Open up to questions from the media.
Coach, this is a grinded out kind of game. How long will a loss like this sit with you?
Oh, I don't know. You know, there's 500 million people in China right now that really didn't care who was going to win today's game, you know. And at the end of the day, it's a basketball game, and we put a lot into it. It's our profession, these players, it's their love. And but you know, the sun will come up tomorrow. I'll be heading south to South Padre Island about 2 o'clock tomorrow. And when I get there, I guess this will sting a little bit, but I think we'll all look back and reflect and be really proud of what we accomplished this year. And I can't say enough about that. I mean, tonight was a game. You know, we didn't look like a 6 seed out there tonight.
Coach, it just seemed like every time they made a run, your team made a run. You know, just in what ways was this game an example of the poise that they've shown all season?
Well, I think both teams. You know, again, it was a good college basketball game. It was one of those games where kind of whoever got the ball last was going to have a chance. We had our opportunities. The game did not come down to the last couple of plays. It was all the possessions earlier in the game. I've always believed that in basketball there's about 180 possessions in most games, and each possession is equally important. I just like that we gave ourselves a chance. You know, we knew we needed to stay in the game early, and we did that. I thought we needed to score about 70 points tonight to have a chance to beat Tarleton, and we just came up a little bit short on that. But give Tarleton credit. Let me be very clear here. Give them credit. They played well. They're well coached. They have good players. They have a lot of tradition here. And they had a great home court. Speaking of home court, I thought the Angelo State fans were great. I thought we had about as good a crowd as you could possibly have in these NCAA setups. We bought every ticket we could get, and everybody in San Angelo that could possibly come to the game did. And I really want to thank our fans, our administration, our student body, our band, our cheerleaders, and everybody. Tonight was a special night for us. We came up a little bit short, but again, we look forward to being a part of a lot of games like this in the future.
Coach, you had a big senior class. Just speak of how poised you guys were down the stretch, especially with some of those guys making big shots like Chris and DeMario late.
Yeah, the seniors are the guys that we were on their backs all year. You know, those 5 guys were the captains of our team. They did a lot for Angelo State. They helped take our program to the next level in our second year. And I'll always be grateful to those guys. You know, we got a locker room there right now. There's a lot of pain. Not a fun place to be, but that's athletics. You know, that's sports. I guess around 250 NCAA Division II schools started the season. I think it's about 350 in Division I, and only one locker room ends up being happy at the end, just one. And that's the reality of our sport. And we made it to the round of 16. And we were right there, a couple possessions away from going to the grade 8. And so I'm really proud of our team. I thought we had a great season.
Coach, it came down to a lot of free throws. A lot of free throws were missed. I guess, if you would talk about that and kind of how that really impacted this game down the stretch.
Yeah, free throws are part of basketball. You know, we practice them every day in practice. Like I tell the players, you just got to put in the work, and the results will be there if it's meant to be. And I can assure you this, every one of our players this year shot a lot of free throws in practice. We take that serious as staff. And I did not think the game was won or lost on the free throw line tonight. It could have helped us, but so could have our defense when we got back cut. So could have our rebounding when we gave up a putback. So could have our shooting when we missed high percentage shots. So I think the free throw is part of basketball, but in my opinion, it never cost you a game.
Thomas, I know it's tough right now, you know, but just from your perspective, you know, what kind of a game was it for you as a player to be out there tonight with all the crazy stuff that was happening?
Well, anytime you get to play in an atmosphere like that as a player, that's what you live for. And added that it's a Lone-Star conference team. Crowd was great. I mean, that's what you live for.
Thomas, you guys lose 5 seniors. Obviously, you're going to be back being a junior. I guess what kind of legacy would they kind of leave? I know Coach always talks about starting that foundation of kind of going for championships. But what do you kind of feel they kind of leave for you guys?
I have a lot of respect for all 5 seniors. They came in and just the way they handle themselves on the court, off the court, just great guys, great players. Some of the most talented players I've ever played with. Very fortunate to play with them.
I know kind of being one of the hosts, how big was Amari in that small little run? I know you guys were down 6 and he had a nice little putback. He also was able to kind of get some rebounds. How big was he? And is he almost kind of a little bit of a spark plug for you guys, just kind of doing the small little things for you there?
Yeah, I thought O played great. We're very hard on O in practice all year, coaches and players, so we need him. And we think he can be a great player, and he is. And I thought he came to play tonight.
Hey, Coach, 64-63, 20 seconds left, when Chris eventually got fouled there. Did that kind of go like you planned? Were you wanting to wait for the last shot or shoot before where you could get a rebound, or kind of what was the strategy there?
No, that's exactly what we practice every day. Probably 3 out of 6 days a week in practice. We spend a little bit of segment in late game situations, and depending on the team that I coach, if I have really good guards and guards that I trust, I never call timeouts. With younger teams and more inexperienced teams, we've called some timeouts over the years, but that went directly as planned. We got the ball in one of our best players' hands. He made a great play with his talent. The official made the correct call, and we got one of our best players to the free throw line. So no regrets on that. And I believe in Chris Jones. I mean, if anybody wants to bet me right now, we'll go down there and I'll bet you he'll make 10 out of 10 right now in his sandals. So it's just part of basketball. It's you put in the work, and if it's meant to be, you make them. And tonight was not our night.
Time for one more question. Coach, this is arguably, the best basketball team assembled at Angel State. When you look back at this team, what will you remember the most?
Well, this was a special team because we had so many new players. We started this team with a team retreat right when school started. We took the guys out to a ranch out in the middle of New Mexico, and we talked about playing for each other. Everybody on this team had some success at past schools and past seasons, and really the theme of this year's team was to play together, and I thought they did exactly that. And just because we came up a little bit short tonight, I'll be really clear. Those guys are winners. Those 5 seniors are winners. Look up Chris Jones and DeBarno Mayfield and Rajon Kelly and Marcel Holden and Tommy Woolers. Look those guys up in 2 years. Look where they're at, 10 years, 15 years. Those guys are going to be good fathers, good husbands, successful people. Those guys are winners. They're all going to get their college degrees. They're exactly what I stand for and what Angelo State basketball stands for. And just so proud of those seniors, proud to be their coach, and wouldn't change anything, not one thing. This journey was so special, and I really appreciate all the players.
Coach Beard, Thomas, thank you.